Hey everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Let's get going and pack up a wholesale order. I'll show you the process and what I actually do when I'm getting my wholesale orders. So I have a website and it is manned by Shopify. So here on my list here is the order that this particular customer has ordered. So I thought I'd just show you through this large order. This is a soap order, of course. So let's get going and I'll show you exactly how I do it and my process. Before I start, what I actually do is print out the packing slip. So my website is actually ran through Shopify, and on this you just have a feature where you can actually print out your packing slip, which is really good because then I circle each particular order that has come, or each product order that's come through, and then I just write how many bars I have so you can see me counting them all here. So you must count everything because you don't want somebody coming back and saying you've done it wrong or you've forgotten something. And then I will actually add this slip into the order for the customer so that they know I've counted it and everything. For also, one thing I wanted to talk about is when I actually started doing wholesale, I wanted to do mine different to other businesses. So what I actually did was I make mine in advance. So I try and have as much made in advance. So when the customers order, it's ready to go. Of course, I'm getting lots of orders, so that's a little bit difficult at the moment. But that was my plan, and that way it is much, much easier for the customer so that they can just know they can get it and sell it in their store, because of course that's what they want. They want the product so they can sell it and make some money, especially at Christmas time. That's always one of those things that people want to do. So you got to think of something unique and something different, and that's why I came up with this kind of idea that was a bit different. Now here is my lavender here, and I thought I'd show you these. This is tobacco. This is my tobacco and coffee one as well. And then this is Birchmont Mint. I really love this one. It smells delicious, like a spa, kind of a spa retreat one as well. And then this one here is Blooming Rose. It is definitely my most popular. I'm always sold out of Blooming Rose. And this is lemongrass patchouli. Is that one there, and that's a really strong one if you want a strong one. And then this one here is Lily Moss, which is like a bloom of flowers and so on. But the one thing I wanted to say is, just make your blends a little bit different. I don't use one particular blend. I blend 3 or 4 different oils together just to make a really unique product that the customer will love. But the ones I've shown you are definitely the most popular in my range at the moment. So let's get started and pop them in the box. So what I usually do, have some in a big box, some in a small, but I know these are not all going to fit in my large box, and I do try and recycle as many boxes as I can because I just think I'm doing my bit for the environment as well. And obviously, when you've got your box, it needs to be clean and everything like that. So you wouldn't be recycling a box that had something contaminated in it or anything like that. But, if you order just some silicone molds and you've got a box, you can reuse that, of course. But these black ones, I actually pay for these and buy them all. And they actually do fit the molds, the soaps really, really well in them. And you can kind of line them all up. And the one good thing is when you've actually made soap, if you keep that particular soap in a cardboard box, the scent stays within that. Otherwise, soap actually sucks up the environment, the smells within the environment. So at the bottom here, let's get and put some tissue paper in. Here is, of course, my no issue tissue paper that, like I said in one of my last videos, that I've been using, and I absolutely love it. It's just really, really beautiful. And then on the top here, I'm putting in my foam piece. The reason the no issue and the other tissue paper is on the bottom, we're going to fold this over. So you need it to be on the bottom because when you fold it over, that is going to be the top of your mold. So it's kind of like you're doing things in a bit of a reverse when you're packing them, but it's really, really important. And then what I'm doing is I just sit all of the soap in a row, and if you actually lie the soap down like this, there's less chance of it being damaged, and you'll probably notice the flat end of my soap is on the edge of the box. That way you don't have all the pretty bits that can be ruined. And then I'll actually put some peanuts, some little you know, some biodegradable packing peanuts in the middle of this, because that will actually protect the tops. And you do have to remember that, especially when you're selling products like this. And a lot of my products go to Sydney and Queensland and, you know, just other states, so which is a long way from me. So let's keep packing it. It will fit in here absolutely beautiful. And all I'm going to do is just put 2 along the side and then fill it up with some biodegradable peanuts, as I said. And they're really, really cheap for anyone that's thinking, oh, maybe that's a bit expensive. It's not. They're actually so cheap. It's like $35 a bag of 400 litres of it. And the bag that I get is as tall as me. I mean, I'm a small 5'1" and a bit, so I'm not very tall at all. But it is definitely my height. When it first came out and I collected it in the back of my van, it filled up the van and I was a bit concerned it wouldn't even fit in there, which is a little bit funny. And I actually got mine from Stanley Packaging in Victoria. As lots of you know, I really love Stanley Packaging. I get lots and lots from there. They're really affordable, and they're definitely one of the cheaper companies that I've seen. And, you know, because it's in Australia, of course, we don't need to pay for the shipping and stuff like that. And I just think it's employing lots of people in Victoria, and people in Victoria really need a job because we've been locked down so much at the moment. So I like to just sort of do my bit a little bit. And now you can also see here that I'm just going to pop them on the top. So the idea with packaging is, if you, the bottom layer, you lay it one way, the top layer you want to lay it the other way. And that's so that it's not sort of heavy on one side of the box or the other, because that might sort of get it to tip over in a van or something, you know, when it's been delivered. So try and make it pretty even and as neat as you can. Don't squish anything in, because that can definitely break in between. And you can see here that in between each little bit, I just add these tiny little peanuts just to protect each one. So make sure it's really tightly packed as well before you put the lid on, because if it's not tightly packed, the issue that we're actually going to be having is it's just going to shake around a lot in the box and in the vans. So yeah, we just need to be really careful. And then I also do add this little film on top, which this is just a bio sheet that you can buy. I think I might have bought this from Officeworks, which is just, you know, similar to Stanley Packaging, but you can buy that on the roll as well. And then it just sort of protects it all, you know, and it will make it look just really, really gorgeous. And I'm sure that you agree with me. I mean, look how beautiful this packaging looks. So if I could have, you know, if I could have fit it all in a big bag, I would have, but I couldn't. And now these sheets that I'm showing you, these are my new little stickers that I got made. I've got these made from Canva, and honestly, I can tell you the quality is really good. I'm actually really, really impressed with Canva. I bought a few things from them, not a lot, because they don't do as much as Vistaprint does. So that's why I buy a lot from Vistaprint, because they just seem to do a lot more. But anyway, as you can see, it looks really, really cute. It's all packaged up and it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And then I do have the massive big box as well. So because obviously this is the tiny box, and then I have a bigger box because it wouldn't all fit in these little boxes. But if that's all you have, you can even put 2 or 3 of them, which I've done before, and then I sticky tape them all together and pop them in the same thing. The one thing that I do if I put 2 packages together is then I actually put like a bubble wrap or a shrink wrap or something over the top. And the reason I put it over the top is to keep the 2 together, because if you pay separate shipping, it costs more money. So yeah, you really want to ship it in one piece no matter what the size is, unless sometimes, you know, if you're going to put it in a bag, it might be 10 kilos or less, so then it might work out better to ship it. But anyway, see what you like. And here, of course, is my gorgeous no issue tissue paper that I absolutely love. I really think it's a game changer, and I just really do love it. So here I thought in the corner of my little studio is the massive big biodegradable peanuts, and I thought I would just show you how big this is. You're probably amazed like me, it's huge, and it really doesn't show how big it actually looks on here. So now here is the next bit we're doing. So this is the really big box. And of course I need to add everything into this. So I do have some bubble wrap under the bottom just to protect it a little bit, and then I lay them down, as you can see here, and over each layer I'm actually going to be putting this particular it's like a little foam wrap. Like I said, it does come in a roll, so that's what I decided to put on the top just to separate it a bit, but you could use just some bake paper or something like that just to sort of separate it. But because this particular roll thing is a little bit thicker, it does give it a little bit more protection. And there would be nothing worse than somebody ordering, you know, a massive big $300 to $500 worth of soap, and then it gets there and it is all broken because I would need to replace it. So make sure that you do all of this, and that way it will actually save you money in the end. But once again, I say this all the time, make sure you have wiggle room in your products, because as you can see, all these different products that I've added, these all cost money. So you need to add all of these products together and see if you can actually afford to sell them for that price. If not, you need to bump it up, because, you know, we are all businesses. We do need to make a living. And there's no good selling them really cheap and then you actually just don't make enough money. So because one day your business might grow and you may need to get staff or something like that. So but anyway, hopefully this, like I said, has helped this video. And I can't remember who asked me to do this video on packaging, but it was a really good idea, because that way you guys can sort of see what I do. Because I remember when I started, I sort of thought, how do I package? And a couple I did, and I didn't package them as well as I should have. And it's just that I didn't know at the very start, but you learn as you go along. So, but anyway, I'll let you keep watching me package everything up, and then we will be on to the next step. So let's keep packing this order, making sure that all the soap is pushed in nice and tight, because when they are really tight and popped in the box, then the great thing about that is it doesn't allow them to move too much, because movement in shipping is what actually allows this to get damaged, because what it means is it just keeps hitting each other in the truck. You have to remember as well, when you're actually sending parcels, they're going from truck to a handling centre, back through a van, and then usually they do have another person that then's going to deliver it to your place of business, or of course to, you know, your retail client or whoever you're going to be sending it to. But wholesale orders, the main thing to think about is the order is really, really heavy. So some of these buckets or boxes that I send can be anything up to like 13, 14, even 20 kilos. And when you're sending such weight, the bottom bit actually can be damaged if you don't add the peanuts or the you know, bubble wrap and things like that in between. So that's why I really do suggest you add that, or like I said, the little foam wrap which is on a roll, and you can just get that from your local sort of office supplier as well. But these peanuts are really great. They're biodegradable, and for the massive bag that I showed you at the start, it's only around $35, $36, so it's pretty cheap. And as I said, I do get that from Stanley Packaging. And a little disclaimer, I actually don't have anything to do with Stanley Packaging or any of these companies that I suggest. I just use them and I find them really good. So it's just a helpful tip to try and help all of you to find out, you know, different places that you can go, because I know when I first started making soap and candles, I just didn't know all these places to go, and there wasn't a lot of information on where to go, how to get help, how to package and things like that. And you kind of learn from the mistakes that you make along the way. So don't worry if you make a mistake, you will definitely learn from it. So, and it is a really, really great learning tool. Sometimes making the mistake is what you actually need to learn and make it a little bit better as well. And what I do in the middle of these, like you can see, this is my raspberry one, and I'm just putting a few other samples. I'm just wrapping these in some baking paper. That's all you need to do. And that's why, you know, your customer gets to actually try a few more samples. So it is really good. And then when I actually write the card at the end, I will also write, thanks for your order. And by the way, I've just popped in some sample pieces for you to try. And when you do that, often people really like it, and then they will come back to you and actually purchase, you know, a full loaf or whatever you're going to sell, whether it's a bath bomb or whatever sample you give them. So do make sure that you give them samples. It's really important. And then as you can see at the end, I'm just going to double wrap over the bubble wrap. A lot of my bubble wrap as well, I do reuse it when I actually get it as well. That way I am doing the right thing by the environment. I'm trying my best to recycle and reuse, and you can do that as long as, you know, it is clean and it comes from, you know, somewhere clean. I mean, you don't want to be using something that could have had like oils and grease on it, because obviously that could damage the product. But all of these ones are clean. And then I also do have some bubble wrap as well. I've not found any biodegradable product besides the peanuts that works as well as bubble wrap and peanuts. I know that you can see the orders that are ordered on here, but you definitely can't see the details of the person's name or anything. So I think that's quite okay. And all I do as well is I print this out, which is a packing slip. And this is when you've got Shopify, you can just print this bit out. And then I also do have my card here. And on the back of the card is just a little letter to the customer. So I thought I'd just show you a couple more bars of soap that I've been making. This one's frangipani and coconut. And here is a few more orders that are going to go out after this order has been done as well. Because now that I'm doing wholesale, I do get quite a few of orders. And here is at the end, you can see it is bubble wrapped, ready to go. So now all I need to do is jump onto Australia Post, onto their website, and then I do all the shipping and calculate it all through that. So make sure you click on to have Australia Post Business, because you will save money depending on how many you know, parcels and things like that that you send out. So just for interest, at the end I've also popped in a couple little bits of my wholesale soaps. Anyway, I hope you've loved this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.